Welcome, everybody, to the second episode of OWCraft Podcast. I'm here today with a very special guest, PvPTwitch. He is the Junkrat god of, you find him at twitch.tv/PvPTwitch. Sorry, got confused because of the name.
Confusing. Yep.
So, how'd you get started into Overwatch PvP?
So I played on pretty much console my whole life. For FPS games, I played Call of Duty, and that's basically what I've been playing for the last like whatever since COD 3 came out, COD 2 or whatever. And one day I came home, my roommate was playing Overwatch on console, and I was like, okay, I mean it looks okay, whatever. Like it didn't really interest me. But then I saw him the next day. I saw him playing Junkrat, and I was like, dude, give me the controller, let me try that. And as soon as I tried it, I bought the game right away after the first game.
So as soon as you saw Junkrat, did that just like inspire you right from the start to venture into becoming like one of the best Junkrat players in the game?
Yeah, I mean, basically, whenever I play a game, I try to become like the best possible. Like I really am super competitive, and I always try to like not make mistakes and just get as good as possible. And I don't know, I just really like Junkrat, and I just did it with Junkrat. So
Yeah, very competitive mindset. I'm similar myself. Do you have any previous like competitive games? I know you said Call of Duty. Did you have like competitive scene experience in that, like playing in MLG or stuff, or was it more of just like playing with a clan or?
yeah, no, I didn't play any pro scene or anything. I played on GB. I was I had like high rankings on that, but it was just like playing on ladder. Uh, GB as in game battles.
Yeah,
But other than that, I didn't really play any competitive scene or pro scene or anything.
very cool. Yeah, it's nice to see that a player that actually like analyzes his mistakes, and you also share that while you're streaming as well, like just like your different play style, and it's a very like informative stream to watch to improve at the game. So how did you start your Twitch stream up when you started playing Overwatch? Did you just because I remember I was watching your stream actually like when you were first starting almost like around 500 subs or 500 followers, and it's
Yeah.
it's definitely grown since then. So
Oh yeah.
so, so
Um. So basically, I wanted to stream a couple years ago. I was playing Hearthstone. Like I was like high legend rank, and I really wanted to. Like I used to make decks on a website, and like they would get like a ton of views, and people were like, "Please stream on Twitch." And I wanted to do it, but for some reason I couldn't figure it out. I think my PC was too shitty at the time. So I don't know. I couldn't. It was too laggy, and like it just wasn't working. So I gave up on that, and then just playing on console, some of my friends started streaming. And I was like, "How are you doing that?" And they said, "Oh, there's a Twitch app on Xbox. You can just download it and you can start streaming." I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll do that." Because like a lot of my friends in real life like to watch me play sometimes,
yeah.
and it'd just be cool to stream. Like my friends online could watch too. So yeah, I just started streaming on Xbox just for fun.
And then
And
you
then
transfer that over to PC.
yeah, so after season 3 of Overwatch, I was I've been really high ranked on console, and I like knew everyone in the community, and it was like pretty small compared to PC, and there was no pro scene or anything like streaming. The biggest streamer on console at the time was getting 40 viewers average for Overwatch, and I was like really liking streaming and stuff, and I had the idea I wasn't gonna buy the next gen console, and I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna sell my Xbox and go to PC. So I sold my Xbox, bought a PC, started streaming on PC, and I had a goal in mind to become rank one Junkrat, and I wanted to prove that through streaming. So that's kind of how it just started.
Very cool. So with Junkrat, I find like some people like say he's not that good in the meta, and obviously in 20s he's not played at all actually. But I find him myself like kind of like viable in certain situations. How do you think he plays like in this current dive meta, and like when would you pick him and when would you not pick him? And then
Um, did you have another question?
yeah, and then like how is he like season 5 versus like previous seasons as well? Sorry, that's my background.
So I'll answer that question first. I think, I mean, I have terrible memory, so I'm not like, I don't really remember metas that well, but I know for a fact the worst meta to play Junkrat was triple tank. The reason why it was the worst because you just could not kill anything. Like everything just stayed alive. The only way you ever killed anything was if you could pick off their Ana. So I ended up playing a lot of Reinhardt during that meta, um, along with Junkrat because you could still play it, but it was just a real struggle a lot of the times. Um, so that was probably the worst meta for Junkrat. The current meta is dive. Basically, the standard dive comp is Lucio, Zenyatta, Winston, Diva, Tracer, Genji. And in my opinion, Junkrat is actually very good versus dive. I actually tell a lot of the top players that he counters dive, and it really pisses them off. Um, because people got it's in their mindset that Diva counters Junkrat, which I mean, kind of because Defense Matrix eats grenades, but I mean Defense Matrix eats
It's
everything.
everything.
So,
Yeah.
so I mean, Diva using Defense Matrix to eat your auto attack is not a counter in my opinion. Especially if you can spam into her constantly and just force her to use all of her Defense Matrix. Basically, you just have to coordinate with your team to zone away until she has no Matrix. And when she has no Matrix, she dies in 2 grenades and a concussion mine, basically. So Junkrat's very, very good in the current meta. He can one-shot 4 of the 6 heroes in the dive comp setup. And also, if you trap a Winston or Diva, it's basically a free kill. I mean, if you trap anyone, it's a free kill. And along with Riptire can shred their entire dive. And so, I mean, I really like it, but you do need to be super skilled with Junkrat to play into it. The problem is if the Winston jumps on you and the Diva holds Matrix, you're kind of screwed because you can't concussion yourself away. So it's all about timing and positioning to make it work.
Yeah, I'd say in a way that's almost like a counter to Diva, just like
Yeah.
forcing out her DM as much as
Yep.
possible. And that's
Sorry about the
interesting.
barking, by the way.
Oh, no worries. So I haven't really thought of the that as Diva. Like if you can force out her DM, like a coordinated team should be able to counter, as well as like other. I feel like she could probably, or Junkrat can play pretty well versus flankers as well. How do you fare against like Tracer Genji? Because I know it's like one good shot and they're finished, but
Yeah, so basically you need to just don't get caught out in the open. You really want to use your corners and use your chokes and stuff. Tracer, if you hit her with 1 grenade, she's gonna stop fighting you. She's gonna recall or blink away. Um, Using the one-shot combo, I use a lot. Basically, you shoot a grenade and throw your concussion at the same time.
yeah,
You can kill flankers super easily. But I mean,
I find that so annoying as like a squishy
yeah,
character. Like,
flankers can kill Junkrat too, but it's kind of it's really about positioning. That's what it comes down
yeah,
to.
can go either way, like a skill matchup
Yeah.
per se. I kind of like his like how he is in the state. I think he's kind of underrated for sure.
Very underrated.
Do you think there's
Yeah.
anything they could do to buff Junkrat, or if he needs a buff of any kind, or like change him in any way? Like any changes you would like to see? I know they added the grenade change, so his like own grenades from his and his Riptire doesn't damage himself, so that's pretty big. But is there
Oh
anything
yeah.
else? And what do you think of
Um
that one specifically as well?
yes, yeah, so when they did that change, I read the patch notes and I was like, is like what? It doesn't make sense. Like, is that real? Like, because if it's real, then that's insane. And I was like, does it affect Riptire too? It says you can't hurt yourself to grenades, but if it affects Riptire as well, like that's absolutely insane. And it did. So, I mean, ever since that buff, Junkrat has been off like insane in my opinion. Like, it's so good. The major flaw that I always complain about on stream and everything is the fact that Riptire, in my opinion, Riptire is probably the weakest ultimate in the entire game.
Yeah,
Yeah, Junkrat can earn it really, really, really quickly, but the problem is it's one of. I mean, there's a couple ultimates in the game that can be destroyed, but it's like one of the very few ultimates that can be destroyed, which makes it completely worthless. And also, if you're in the state of pulling out your Riptire and you die, you lose your ultimate, which is, in my opinion, a bug. But Junkrat's not popular enough to where I don't think they're going to change anything about that. So I would like to see them change Riptire in some way where they give it armor, just because it makes sense. Like Junkrat armor, like shrapnel and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
maybe give it armor to give it a little bit extra health, or make it so he's immune when he's pulling it out initially. Something like that.
Be interesting if they made the ultimate like a silent silent ultimate.
That would be crazy. Yeah, that would definitely be crazy.
I think that'd be too crazy probably, but yeah,
Yeah,
how
because you could just flank constantly. I mean,
yeah.
I flank anyways, but
I think like buffing the health would be interesting, like a good change. I think because I know like just so many people can shoot it so easily and like just one shot it. It's so annoying.
yeah, it's pretty ridiculous that I mean, it only has 100 health. Like a Fire Rocket does 120, and Fire Strike does 100. I mean, I really had to find like super innovative ways to use my Riptire just to make it work because it's such a garbage ultimate, in my opinion.
Is there any tips you could give on using your ultimate? Like, is it wise to have it be like not send it in right away, or just like any type of advice to use for that?
Yeah, so I have a bunch of guides on my YouTube page, which is also PvPTwitch, if anyone's interested in checking those out. But basically, the two ways I tell people to use Riptire is there's the flanking tire that you pretty much you get behind the enemy team and you use your tire, go around a corner and blow it up immediately within the first 2 seconds, because that can catch people off guard a lot. And then there's I would say stall Riptire, I think. You use that type of tire in situations where, let's say it's overtime. Let's say Hanamura on the second point, it's in overtime and everyone's fighting in the middle of the point. Well, basically, you use your rip tire and you run it into a wall for like 5 seconds because rip tire lasts for 10 seconds.
Right.
And when you run your rip tire into the wall, it actually takes away, I would say, around 75% of the sound or something like that. I don't know the exact number, but it makes it really quiet so they don't know where it's coming from. So you run into a wall for like 5 seconds, and then you pull it around the corner and you blow it up in the middle of the point.
Yeah.
The enemy team's forced to stay on the point, but they don't know where it's coming from, and they also are looking for it when they hear fire in the hole. So it's just really effective to do stuff like that.
Yeah. It's very psychological, and they're like, "Where's it coming from?" They're just afraid, basically.
Yeah, yeah. It's either they waste their time looking for a tire that's not coming, or they ignore it and they end up dying to it.
So, when would you switch off Junkrat? Because I know maybe before, like, there's maybe like a one account where you play mainly Junkrat, but I've seen you switch a lot in comp games and also like when watching your stream and stuff. So, is there any situations where you're like, oh, well, he's not the right pick here? I guess it's like map situational too, but is there any type of comps that are like, oh, okay, like I can't play Junkrat into these guys?
Um, so yeah, a few things. I tend to, so I don't necessarily, I don't really promote one tricking. Like it's okay if people do it. I just say just make sure you're in voice chat if you're gonna do it. I do have a one trick account, a one trick junkyard account, but the only reason I have that is because I like to prove a point. Like just to say I can do it. I can play junkyard only. Look at my rating. There's the proof. That's like really the only reason I do it.
Yeah.
Um, so when I switch off Junkrat when for a couple reasons. One, if we're losing, we're just straight up losing. Even if I'm carrying as Junkrat, sometimes me playing Soldier 76 will help protect someone on my team better, which will make them do better, or etc. Just something that will help the team out a little bit better. Another thing that will get me to switch off Junkrat sometimes is if they're running Fair Mercy and like a Diva Winston or something like that, like a complete counter. And I can play against it and I can do fine against it, but sometimes it's just like, why even struggle when I could just switch to hit scan and it'll help a lot. Like I'll switch to
Yeah.
Widow, kill the Pharah once, she'll switch off, I'll go back to Junkrat, and I mean, why struggle? You don't need to. It's a game of counters. Like, so I like to play that. Um, but yeah, those are basically the reasons why I switch off Junkrat sometimes.
Yeah, I really feel like it's all about who can react faster too and counter each other. It's pretty crazy though when everyone, because I know I play against you a lot in comp, and my team will be like this guy only plays Junkrat. We got to counter him. And I'm like, guys, he's probably going to be playing Zarya off the bat or like something else. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
don't expect him to be playing Junkrat because he's going
yeah.
to pull it out when you least expect it.
Yeah, like I played against you the other day on Eichenwald, and I wanted to play Junkrat on attack, but we had like 5 DPS mains on my team. So I was like, all right, whatever, guys. You guys play DPS, I'll play Winston, and that's fine. I'll just, I'll fill. Because sometimes you just need to, make the comp a little bit better by working with teammates.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what type of comp is like your dream comp to play Junkrat with? And I guess it's like probably map dependent too, but like what heroes could someone play like if they were playing with you and they were going Junkrat? Like I guess Mercy would be good too, right? But is there any
Yeah. So currently, I would say Mercy is a really, really good supplement to Junkrat. Zenyatta is not as good as Mercy because Zenyatta can only Discord orb one person, which is okay. But you can't always focus that one person. Where Mercy, she can give you damage boost and you can just shred everyone. Um, Anna, her nano boost is absolutely garbage for giving it to Junkrat. I always tell Anna never give me a nano boost because it's terrible unless I need to like survive or something. So Mercy is really good because you can create a lot of pressure with the damage boost, and the healing is good because Mercy has self heal and mobility to fly around, and also tempo resing is super strong with Junkrat because he can get his ultimate so quick. You ult, kill one person, maybe two people, but then you die. Well, then she could tempo res, and then you have a 6v4 fight. So
yeah.
I like Mercy a lot. What I also tell people is that sorry, my dog just jumped on me. We'll also tell people that if you're gonna play Junkrat, you really don't want to be the only DPS. So like you don't want to play like triple tank with Junkrat because
Right.
you're doing a lot of damage to a lot of different heroes at one time sometimes. And you need another DPS to be able to finish that last 10-20% sometimes. And it's tanks aren't necessarily they can't do that easily. So if you have like a Tracer, Genji, or a Soldier or a Kree, they can help finish that last bit of damage that you need and create even more pressure.
Yeah, something
But
to finish off.
other than that, Junkrat's great in dive comp. You can play Junkrat with Winston Diva Tracer, Winston Diva Genji, with the standard supports like Lucio plus whatever other healer. um, and you can also play him in a regular comp, which isn't really run as much. Regular as in like Reinhardt, Zarya, Soldier Junkrat, stuff like that. So he pretty much works in anything. I just always recommend having a second DPS.
For sure. Yeah, that's good advice. So what do you think of the new changes, like Doomfist coming out? Like, what do you think of Doomfist exactly?
Uh,
I think
Doomfist
it's
is, I think, the best new hero that they've
strong.
created. Let's see, what have they come out with? They've come out with Orisa and Sombra, and is that it? Are the only two really new ones?
Basically, then I guess Ana like before
Yeah,
those
Ana.
three.
Yeah, Ana was a good one too, but I mean that's a support hero. Like it just needed to happen. We needed another healer. But Doomfist, I really really like the fact that he has 4 mobility skills, so he kind of has like a really high skill cap. But he is also really easily countered. So he's a great hero if you're good with him, but he can be countered. So he's not like another Tracer. Like in my opinion, Tracer is probably like one of the best heroes in the game because name off the top of your head something that counters Tracer. Like most people would probably say McCree, but Tracer can outplay McCree so easily, it's ridiculous. Like I
Yeah,
mean, the Tracer is just insane. Um, Doomfist, his hitbox is extremely large,
I agree
and
with that.
he has 4 mobility skills, but he can be countered so easily. Like Junkrat's an excellent counter to Doomfist because it's like he has 250 health. You hit him with 2 nades and he has 10. So like you trap him, he's dead. And Sombra completely negates him, and there's just a lot of counters to him. So I think he's really good for the game. He's an extremely fun hero. I absolutely love playing him. I'm actually going to be doing a bronze to top 500 challenge with him
Ooh,
when he's released.
I'll be
Yeah, I'm
sure to
currently
share that around.
leveling up a new account for that. Um, but he's an awesome hero. I think he's great for the game. It's unfortunate that we didn't get another healer because I think we do need another healer in the game. But it's good that he's in the game. I like him a lot. He's like my favorite new hero, and I think it's a lot of people's opinions.
Yeah, I think he kind of has a pretty large hitbox though too, so I feel like hit scan could just like pop him in the face or like.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not like a newbie player isn't just going to be able to pick up Doomfist and be really good with them. Like you're gonna have to. People are really gonna have to sit down and learn how to play them correctly. Like basically like Genji. I mean, Genji's a really hard player to get good with, and I think Doomfist is gonna be the same. But when you're good with them, I think he's gonna be really strong.
Yeah, you got to put in those hours to make a impact. I
Yeah,
was playing with him on the PTR. He kind of like he felt really good, and I was like decent with him. But it took me at least there was a little bit of a learning curve on the E that you know his
yeah,
sideways
yeah,
slam. It was like kind of hard for me to use at the start, but once you get like the hang of it.
yeah. I think that's probably the most difficult ability he has because of. I mean, there's just certain parts of the map that you have to know. Like, if I use it, where is it gonna put me? And you have to like time it right, and it has distance.
Yeah, and don't get like punished for jumping into six people and not being able to get out or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, you got to time your mobility skills pretty well.
So yeah, I'm interested for Doomfist to come into the game. I know I'm just going to be probably grinding him for the fun of it, and I guess I want to shift the conversation over to more of your Twitch channel and just some like unrelated questions. So I did ask you how you got started on Twitch, and you were talking about how you started on Xbox console and was streaming over, or more so Call of Duty, right? Or did you go into Overwatch on console and then switch over?
Um, no, I started streaming on Overwatch.
Okay,
I never streamed
never
Call of Duty. I
streamed
didn't
COD.
know that I was able to do it.
Gotcha. Yeah, then you transferred over to the PC, and you've been growing your channel since. It's gone from about when I saw it at 500. You probably know these numbers off the top of your head,
Yeah,
but
I just hit 17,000 yesterday. So it was, yeah, insane.
yeah, 17,633. So you're basically like becoming easily
17,633.
yeah. So you
I
just
gained
hit
600. I
17
gained
yesterday.
600 followers today. I
That's
didn't even
amazing.
know. Yeah, it was a crazy stream today. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were trio queuing with Color and Veil, right?
Yep, the current number one Bastion, and actually I don't know if Color Bastion is, but in my opinion he's the best Bastion in the world, and current number one Mercy on Overbuff.
I agree with that. With him being the number one. I don't know
Yeah,
any
yeah.
other bastions really. Hopefully that doesn't offend anyone. But
Yeah, hopefully not.
yeah, so 17K, and you're basically one of the top streamers in Overwatch, and you grew that from just starting out. Maybe I don't know the time. You probably know it, but it probably like I want to say like 6 months ago, maybe like sooner than that, like 3 or 4 months ago.
I switched to PC in January.
In January. Yeah, so just like recently this year. So I guess my question is how do you go about like cultivating a community? I know it has to do with consistency and just like interacting, but is there any type of tips you want to give to streamers just starting out and
Yeah, yeah. So basically, just turning on your stream every day is not gonna get you to grow. You're never gonna get popular just turning on your PC, turning on your OBS, and starting Twitch stream for whatever reason. You might get, a follower here and there and a viewer here and there, but you're never gonna grow like that. What you need, the main problem I was having was get, uh, I couldn't get a larger viewer base while I was online without a host, without someone hosting me.
right?
So I wanted to find a way to get people to want to watch my stream while I was offline. Like I wanted to find a way to reel those viewers in while I was offline, like get them to want to come to my stream before I'm even online. And the way I pretty much did that was YouTube. Because
Content.
you can upload a video and people can watch it like 24/7, and then they'll be like, oh, these streams this day. I'm gonna come over and watch sometime. So do you want me to talk about how like kind of how I started getting popular?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And
Okay, so I'll go ahead.
and I guess like part of like wanting creating that want in the people that like are wanting to watch you offline is having a little bit to do with like having a consistent schedule as well.
Yeah, you do need to hold a consistent schedule. That's a really important factor. To growing your stream. I noticed whenever I go off my schedule a little bit, like this past week, I was a little bit off my schedule, that my viewership numbers were way down. But sometimes it's okay because you get new people that watch your stream. That like they can't watch during your normal schedule, so they watch. New people will come watch later on. But anyways,
Yeah.
Basically, so when I came to PC, I had the mind that I wanted to be number one Junkrat. I actually went to Crow's stream one time, and I was like, "What's up, dude? I'm number one Junkrat on Xbox. I'm coming from the number one spot on PC." And he was like, "Oh, that's cool. Like competition's awesome. Yada yada yada." And so I ended up getting it. I took the number one spot on Overbuff. I was the highest rated Junkrat in the game during season 4 on a Junkrat only account, and I was in top 500 the first season I played on PC. So I did it, and I was getting a little bit of viewers, like maybe like 40 average or something, like not too bad, like it was okay. Um, so I was like, well, I need to figure out a way to get popular. So I started uploading YouTube content, and my very first video was actually my Junkrat guide. It was a number one Junkrat guide by me, and it was 45 minutes long, just me basically just talking my ass off, just explaining everything. Like I don't know how to edit or anything, so I just just compiled as much information as I could into a
Yeah.
huge video, and it got a pretty big viewership, like a lot of views, especially for not doing YouTube at all. So that got me like kickstarted a little bit, and I was getting a little bit more viewers. And then my first real, like I would say, viral success was a YouTube channel called Spark TV, which does like Overwatch montages and highlights and stuff.
Right.
They messaged me and they were like, "We're contacting all the players that are number one for each hero, and we want to make a montage for you on our channel. Do you have any clips that you can send us?" And I was actually gonna make my own montage, like a crappy montage because I don't know how to edit. And I had a bunch of clips saved, so I sent it to them, and they made a montage and it went viral. So I was like, that was huge for me. That's what it got me, like thousands of followers and more consistent viewers and stuff. And ever since then, I've just been growing and growing and growing. I'm uploading videos on my YouTube and staying consistent on my stream, and just like making a Twitter, making a Discord server to like interact with my viewers while I'm offline to get them to enjoy the community, kind of get to know me more personally.
Yeah.
And yeah, like ever since then, I've just been going up and up with the viewership, and people like the content. And another really big boost is getting hosted by other streamers. And two huge streamers that hosted me were DSP Stanky, which was actually the Lucio that came from Xbox as well, and Harblu, the Roadhog god, he
Right.
hosted me as well. So those really helped a lot. So what I'm trying to say is you really want to network. You want to, while you're just on Twitch, go into other people's streams, just say hi and invest your time caring about other people's work on Twitch, and that'll help you a lot in the future too.
Yeah. Actually having like community involvement.
Yeah.
So when you upload you said you like did the 45-minute video, and you didn't really care too much about editing. And like I've noticed myself that you don't really have to like put too much into that. I mean, I guess it does help, but what do you think of like production quality when it comes to that? Like, is editing like the most important thing, or just kind of like having a consistent content thing? Because I'm kind of bad at editing myself, and I find it tedious. But I mean, it's so you got to do it to
Yeah.
some extent. But like,
So basically, when I upload a video, it's just straight up gameplay footage from start of the match to the end of the match. I take that and I combine it with an intro and an outro, because I paid a graphics artist to make me an intro and outro. So I combine those and then upload the video, and that's what I present on my YouTube channel because people just enjoy the content. Like I don't know how to edit montages or anything like that. So sometimes I'll get some editors to make a montage for me,
Yeah.
but pretty much most of my content is just straight up gameplay videos and sometimes just guides of me talking in like a private match or whatever. But I would say like um in terms of quality, the most important thing is just you probably want like a good microphone or like it doesn't have to be like super crazy. You just don't want something that's really garbage. But other than that, it's mainly your content. That's what people want to watch. You don't have to be flashy or anything.
Right. So consistent content and also like having good content. Um. So.
Yes.
Oh.
I also like to add on to all that stuff. You another major factor in growing your stream is that you need to find your niche. And my goal and my niche was being number one Junkrat and providing crazy Junkrat gameplay. Um, I mean, Crow already had that spot pretty much, so he was really popular for that. But I assumed I was like, I can do it too. We can both be popular. People aren't just, no one's gonna not watch me just because Crow's good too. And even if another person comes along that wants to play Junkrat, they could do it too. But you do want to find your own niche. You can't just like play Overwatch and be like, okay, I'm playing. We're playing competitive or 3,900 rating. I'm here. Like you need to find something that
Yeah.
separates you from the thousands and thousands of other streamers, YouTube people.
Yeah. You're basically competing against all these other streamers for your viewers like time, and you got to have like something to set yourself apart. I definitely agree with that because it's difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to make it on Twitch. Really, really hard. But if you really want it and you really care about your work, you'll make it. And anyone trying to become a streamer, like you'll make it. You just gotta invest the time. Like I've invested a lot of time over the past 6 months, and even a lot of money. So, like since I got partnership on Twitch, my emotes alone were super super expensive. Each emote is really expensive. So, I mean, I
Yeah,
invested a lot of money in that, but I mean, it's gonna end up paying off in the future. So
definitely, and it shows like that's the work you have to put in behind the scenes and like also just live to just make your audience grow that much. So, what kind of hobbies do you have like outside of Overwatch, if you don't mind sharing? Like, do you do anything like outside of just wanting to play Overwatch? Like, what'd you do? I guess
um
outside. I know you have
now,
your dog, which is kind of cool, but I don't.
yeah, nowadays I pretty much just game all the time. I
Yeah,
just play I'm the type of person where I only play one game at a time, so I only play Overwatch and that's all I play all the time. I used to like growing up and stuff and in high school and college I played a lot of sports and worked out a lot. But I also played a lot of video games too. Like I was like obsessed with Call of Duty. But I mean like ever since I graduated college, um, I pretty much just play Overwatch all the time. I don't work out or anything, and
yeah,
hang out with my. Well, I live with my girlfriend and I have my dog too, so I spend a lot of time with them. But yeah, pretty much Overwatch is my life now.
good quality time balanced with Overwatch.
Yeah,
I'm
I
the
mean
same way.
the crazy thing about when I got partnership, it was in March, the very beginning of March. I actually within 1 week of each other, I was moving out of my apartment that I lived in for like 3 years. I graduated college. Um, I was moving into a new apartment with my girlfriend. I got my um what else? I got a new car and like I got my dog and stuff. So it was like a lot of crazy things happening within 1 week. Just a side story.
Just that was like back before you started Overwatch, or just kind of like
Oh, that was the week I got partnership for
oh
Twitch. Yeah, so it was like that. Also I had an internship. I was working. So currently I am a full-time streamer, but I was going to college and I was also working almost full time, and also trying to do the stream thing from January to March. Um, and my when I graduated, my internship ran out, and I was kind of worried because I didn't know if I was gonna get partnership for Twitch. And within the same week of all that happening, my internship ending and all that, I got partnerships. So I was like,
Yeah, you must have been
well,
really happy.
yeah, I was really relieved because I wanted to invest more time into my stream, but I wouldn't have been able to do it if I had to get a full-time job upon graduating college. Like, how would I work full-time plus also stream full-time plus also spend time with my girlfriend and dog and stuff like that? So I was super relieved when I got partnership because I was worried what would happen to my stream if I cut back on the hours.
Yeah,
But I mean, I got really lucky to be honest.
yeah, I'm happy that that happened for you. I mean, it's like definitely just the result of hard work and paying off over time. So
Yep. Streaming is fun and I'm sure it's a lot of people's dream job, but it is a ton of work offline. It really is. Like it's a lot of social medias and, a lot of focus on ideas and stuff.
yeah, I agree with that. It's not just something you can be like, oh well, I'm gonna be a full time streamer. I had someone like I saw a status is like I'm gonna just like go get a esports like sponsorship, like
Yeah. I mean there's a lot of luck involved too, but
yeah,
yeah.
it's true. Community building is definitely though like hard work and also having content that's valuable for people. So
It's fun and rewarding though. I love it.
yeah. So is there any shout outs you want to give at the end of our interview? And also where can people find you at?
Um I guess I'll just start with that. So I have a YouTube channel. All of my social medias are all PvPTwitch. Um, I have the YouTube. I have Discord server. I have Twitch server, or Twitch channel. There's a Facebook page which I don't use too much, but if you wanna, join me on that, there's that. And there's also Twitter. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Um, but yeah, shout outs. I mean, shout out to Spark TV, SPARK TV on YouTube. They have the Overwatch channel that really gave me the real boost that I needed to eventually get me that partnership with Twitch and full time streaming that I have. Because without that montage that they made me, I would probably be 1/100th the size of I am now. So I'm forever grateful for them helping me out. Shout out to DSP Stanky and Hardblue, and also Valkia on Twitch. They gave me some really big shout outs of their own and hosts and stuff that boosted me even more. And if there's any of my subscribers watching, thanks for supporting my stream and viewers as well. Like, I mean, you need money to be a full time streamer, but you also need the community and viewership just from people that just tune in every day and watch. Like, you don't have to donate. Like, just investing time is really important. So shout out to them. And yeah, I don't really know what else. Like my mods, like having a good mod team is super helpful too. Like they made my life a lot easier. But yeah, shout out to XRYZ for letting me join them here.
Oh,
And yeah,
we're so happy to have had you here, man. Like it's great that you took time out of your busy schedule to like just sit down for this interview. I know you were like in the middle of streaming too, so yeah.
yeah, I was about to end it. It was hitting the 7 hour mark, and I was like, well, I may as well end it. And I looked at the clock and it said 9, and I was like, oh crap, oh crap. But yeah, I mean, I like talking to people a lot about Overwatch and stuff, and I like answering messages, and I I answer almost every single YouTube comment, every single message on Twitter and Discord and all that. So I know I like talking to the community a lot. I don't really mind.
Yeah, well, thank you, man. Like I appreciate it. And I'm glad I got some interesting tips on Junkrat as well as Twitch community building because that's actually helpful for myself as well. So, and hopefully it's helpful to the viewers. Um, anyways, this was the OWCraft podcast. We are interviewing PvPTwitch this week, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming on the show, PvP.
Yeah, it was good. Good talk. Good talk.
Any closing statements? I know I just like went through that. I
Um, not really. I mean, just for everyone listening, if you guys want to stop by my Twitch stream, I stream 7 days a week. So I pretty much anytime you want to stop by, I'm live. And if not, I have the YouTube with a bunch of videos on there, so you can check that out. And yeah, that's about it, really.
Cool.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, you can find him at PvPTwitch on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and all of that. So that's where you can find him at. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next week at Friday at 9 p.m. Thanks for tuning in.